So the next day, Sass and I had to have the living room furniture reupholstered, and that was the third nastiest sex thing I have ever done.
Wow, I never thought the two of you could be so uninhibited. I mean, a wet dry vac?
The booze helped. So now what's your third dirtiest thing you've ever done?
Okay, well, the Chinese acrobats were fourth, and the stuffed echidna was fifth. Oh yeah, so about 3 years ago I needed a new coffee table.
Just cut to the raunchy part.
Okay, so I'm out with Taffy, you know, the girl who cleans the bathrooms at the bowling alley. Anyway, she's bent over and I'm handcuffed with her underwear on my head.
Yeah?
And then the security guard walks in, and I think we're about to be thrown out of the IKEA when he rips off his trousers, revealing the biggest, thickest...
Hi.
There's a kid in here.
The biggest what, Gary?
Dude, there's a kid in here!
Hi, I'm Skylo.
Oh yeah, he was here when we came in.
We've been talking frankly and graphically about our dirtiest, nastiest sexcapades for the last 45 minutes, and you didn't think to point out the fact that there was a little kid in the room?
No, he's not my kid.
What does that have to do with anything? He shouldn't have heard what we were talking about.
What does big black dildo mean? Is that like a devil dog or a ho-ho? I love ho-hos. I hope I get a big black dildo at my lunch tomorrow at school.
Ah, what were you thinking?
He isn't my responsibility. I mean, where are his parents?
I bet if my mom had a dildo, she'd like it. A big chocolate dildo. Maybe my dad will give her a big chocolate dildo for her birthday.
A dildo is a grown-up thing for grown-ups only. Never say that word again. Where are your parents?
They're in prayer session with Reverend Fundy. Sometimes, Mommy and Daddy drink, and then they fight. And then they give Reverend Fundy $50 for his special prayer time. And then after we get ice cream. What are nipple clamps?
They're grown-up things. Nipple clamps are not for young children. You shouldn't have heard me and this big, dumb jerk talking about grown-up private things.
Why not? It's not my job to censor myself in front of kids. The sooner they learn about things, the better as far as I'm concerned. If they didn't want their kid to hear inappropriate things, they shouldn't have left him alone in a conference room. It's their fault, really.
My parents are negligees.
The word is negligent, and it's not their fault. How were they supposed to know that two grown-ups were going to be talking about graphic displays of sexual gratification in front of their 5-year-old?
I'm 7.
7-year-old. You can't blame this on the parents when you were the one that made the conscious decisions to be a crap burger.
Don't put this on me, man. I am sick and tired of having to watch my behavior to protect other people's children. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be, and I don't care who sees it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a crap burglar too.
So you're content to be a jerk? Who cares about the parents? You are okay with exposing this kid to stuff he shouldn't be exposed to just because you want to be free to sex talk? There is such a thing as general decency. I mean, I'm a super freak when it comes to sex, but I know to put a lid on the sex talk around children. They don't need to hear about lube or sex ladders or Minnesota log climbing or Tennessee tonsil gargling.
This is a free country, and I have the right to say what I want. Sure, it may influence and corrupt a few children, but that's the price you pay for freedom.
Freedom is one thing, but just being a nice person is another. It's not your job to corrupt children. It's supposed to happen slowly and naturally.
Fuck that. It's bad enough that practically everything that's fun is edited and censored for the frickin' kids, but I gotta watch what I say around them too? No, I say. If I want to describe the shape of my girlfriend's vulva or the number of beads that I can fit into my butthole, that's my right to do so.
Dude!
You put beads in your hiney hole?
I never said that you didn't have the right to say what you want, but there are times when you should watch what you say because there are children present.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why? Why? What do you mean, why? Because that's why.
That's not an answer. You give me a reason as to why it's considered right to watch what you talk about around children, and maybe I'll consider your argument.
You want an argument? Fine. Would you agree with me that young children are not prepared for certain subjects like violence and sex, that they lack the ability to understand those concepts?
Sure.
Well, when children hear or see those things, you are exposing them to things that will confuse or even hurt the child.
Skylar, did you understand anything that me and my friend were talking about?
No.
Look, would you have explicit sex in front of a child?
Ew, no.
Why?
Because it would just confuse the child and expose them to, fuck.
Despite what some people think, words have power. Just because you aren't doing the act, just talking about it, doesn't mean that it's not affecting the kid.
I don't know.
Watch this. Hey, Skylar.
Yeah?
Don't think about a pink kangaroo, okay?
Okay.
Did you think about a pink kangaroo?
I couldn't help it.
What does that prove?
That language is more than just words. I bet you thought about a pink kangaroo in your head, too.
Yeah, so?
So what do you think Skylar saw when he described that night on a teeter-totter with Myra Jablansky?
You might have a point, but I don't care. This is the US of fucking A, and I will say what I want when I want.
Wait a minute. Are you being all extremist and assholey about this because Fundy's not here?
Yeah, man. The big meat man slipped me $10 to be a jerk in this week's episode.
But what about Skylar?
Oh, it's okay. He's just a little person in a costume.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, Jason with a D gave me $10 and told me to be as dirty, intolerant, and pig-headed as possible, and that everything was fine because Skylar was actually a grown-up in a costume.
I am?
Well, that's what Jason with a D said. He said that you were just an adult actor in a suit.
I'm not a grown-up, I'm 7.
What have I done?
What is Shiza play?
We're dead men.
I want to do Shiza play with my grandma.
We are very dead men.
No, we can fix this.
How?
We could run away very fast.
Skylar, how long is your mom and dad going to be in there with Fundy Monster?
Like an hour, unless my mom starts yelling or dad starts crying.
And did they start at 1?
Yeah.
So that means we have about 15 minutes to undo 45 minutes of the nastiest sex talk imaginable. We've got to come up with a plan.
We could hit him over the head with a hammer and then beat cheeks for Mexico.
No! We are fairly intelligent people. We can fix this.
While the boys try to undo their unintentional child abuse, what do you guys think? Should people be allowed to say whatever they want, wherever they want, because it's a free country, even if it's in front of young, impressionable children? Should parents be more responsible about where their children are and what goes into their ears, thus taking the responsibility of what their children are influenced by off of the people who may influence them and back onto the parents' shoulders? Please leave a comment down in the comment section. Now let's see what the boys are up to.
Okay, Skylar, one more time, just so that we can be sure you understand, okay?
Okay.
What's my name?
You're Jason with a D.
And who am I?
You're Reverend Eustace Pone.
And we are...
Perverts.
Good. What do you think, Gary?
I think you better have enough money in your bank account to get us to Mexico.
Hello, my fellow Opinion Villagers. Today is Friday, April something. Hello, my fellow Opinion Villagers. Today is Friday, April 18th, 2014, and it's Adult Autism Day, National Columnist Day, National Golf Day, Pet Owners Independence Day, and International Amateur Radio Day. So do you guys care about any of those things? Good for you. I don't. And now on with the questions. First up, the amazing flying atheist asks, IQ for the voice in Oswald's head. What do you think of fire?
Well, let me ask him. Hey, voice in my head, what do you think of fire?
I think we should set the amazing flying atheist on fire.
Then he would be the amazing fire atheist.
Radical Bacon asks, intimate question, have any of the puppets babysat Oswald?
There used to be a guy named Peppo. He was like 6 feet tall, mostly muscles on top of muscles and on top of muscles. You know, a real tough guy. He'd come and try to babysit me and tell me when to go to bed and tell me when I could have to eat for dinner, and all he wanted to do was eat me vegetables, and I don't like vegetables. I like things with sugar on it. So I broke him.
Armored Skeptic asks, intimate question for Oswald. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I asked a woodchuck that once. He told me to go myself. I broke him too.
The Mystery Box 96 asks, IQ for Fundy Monster. How do you reconcile your belief that Jesus Christ is the one true God, even though it was Meat Jason that created you?
What kind of household cleaners are you freebasing? Nobody but Super God made me. Especially not Jason. That guy can't even make a sandwich.
Well, fine, no tuna fish sandwich for you then.
Oh, come on!
Ken Lee asks, Gary, Star Trek intimate question. Couldn't you transport a replication unit into an enemy ship programmed to produce 5 billion gallons of water? Or banana pudding for that matter?
The replicators just can't produce things from nothing. It takes an equal amount of base materials to draw from in order to make something. To make a cup of Earl Grey tea, the replicator would need an equivalent amount of water to make it from, as well as to make the cup that the tea is in. So in order to make have the replicator make 5 billion gallons of water, it would need enough matter to make the water from, thus negating the effectiveness of the weapon. Oh man, I got a huge Star Trek boner now.
Sugar Frosted asks, intimate question for Bob Satan. What do you think about the fact that past Meat Jason doesn't care about you? In reference to last episode.
I don't mind, man. There's lots of people who don't care about me and stuff. I mean, my birthday was last week and not even my mom called me. My life kinda sucks, huh? Thanks, Sugar Frosted, for harshing my mellow, man.
Well, that's enough of that bullshit. Well, that's enough of that. Remember, if you have an intimate question that you want to ask me or the puppets, please leave it down below in the comments section, addressed to intimate questions. The first 5 intimate questions posted are the ones that get answered, more or less. Until next time, my little G.I. Joes and Janes, this has been Jason with a D.
Hey, Jason.
What?
I love you.
Well, thanks, Oswald.
Not in a getting married kind of way.
Well, yeah, I figured, but why are you telling me right now?
'Cause you could die at any minute and I wanted you to know.
Well, that's nice. Wait a minute.
No time. Gotta do your shout-outs. Hello, everybody. Time to shout you out before Jason dies.
What?
Blank tester. How do you test blanks? And furthermore, blank what? Doggy the danky scum. Well, at least you don't have a high opinion about yourself. Atheism TV. Somebody tell me how a whole TV station sub. Macwizzle. Faux shizzle. Mr. Odd Vlogs. Are those vlogs where you juggle spam while reciting the Gettysburg Address dressed like Shirley Temple? I love those. Citizen X. I know it's supposed to be mysterious and all, but to me it sounds like a masked porno guy. Paul Dickens. When you was little, did people call you Little Dickens? 'Cause that could get confusing and annoying. Blunder Run. The Blunder Run was my best sport back at school. I could do like the Blunder Run in like 4 minutes. That's pretty good. Rogue Floppers. Those are pirates that just burst into your room and then flop on your couch and hog the remote control. Euro Sausage. My mom ordered Euro Sausage over the internet, but instead of delicious breakfast meat, the only thing that showed up was some smelly Belgian dude who was all kissy on my mom's face parts. Okay, that's it. Remember to tell me, Jason, if you want a shout out. Bye.
What do you mean I could die at any minute?
Nothing. It's just that life is fragile and we should cherish every moment.
Oh, okay.
And I might have accidentally poisoned you.
Trudeau here with even more suggestions for what you could have done instead of watching puppets suppress their latent homosexuality. If you have some suggestions yourself, please leave them down below in the comment section. Doomby BBR suggests that he could have been losing at a game of Hearthstone. Oh, I like that. I like a little Hearthstone. And 5even10 says that in the time it took to watch this video, they could have repeatedly reloaded their web browser waiting for someone to post a response to a witty and inflammatory comment they might have left in an ongoing flame war on YouTube's comments thread. Did you hear that? We prevented a flame war! I think.